In manufacturing technology, we have started our discussion on foundry technology, which is generally known as metal casting process. And in that introductory part of this chapter, we have seen that what is casting process and what is the importance of casting process. So generally, casting process is a process that make component by using metal and alloys, okay, and the parts which is produced by melting a metal or alloy, and then it will be poured into a prepared hollow cavity, and in that it will be allowed to cool and solidify. Okay, so after solidification we take out the component from the mold, and that is called as a casting. Then we have seen various steps which is used to uh, make a casting. Okay, so what are that steps? So first and important step is a pattern making. Okay, so pattern making, it is a process to make the pattern. Now what is pattern? Pattern, it is a replica or model of the object that what we are going to produce. And for that one, first of all we have to make its model, and that model which is similar to that output object, that's why it is known as a pattern. And it will be made up of wood, metal or plastic, or in some cases it is made up of wax or plasters also. Okay, so there are certain various different kinds of materials available for pattern. Then second is sand mixing and sand preparation. So prepare a mold, we require a sand, okay, in sand casting. So to prepare that sand, some portion of some proportion of clay as well as water is mixed, and then it will be thoroughly mixed. So that sand preparation is also a important steps for making a casting. Then next one is a core making. Okay, sometimes it is required to produce hollow parts so that we can eliminate the secondary operation, so that that core is made. Okay, so core is also made up of sand. So how that core is made and what is the importance of core, that we are going to see. But it is also a step, and it is optional step. Okay, so it's not necessary all the time you have to make the core for every object, but in some cases where we require hollow parts, in that case we can go for this core making. Then next one is the melting. Melting is to melt the metal or alloy from which we are going to produce the part. Okay, so either it may be a metal or alloy, we have to melt it, because the melted metal that will be poured inside the hollow cavity. Okay, so the first step is melting, then pouring. After melting we have to pour that molten metal inside the hollow cavity. Okay, and after solidification we have a product. Then finishing, after taking out the finished product from the mold, we have to clean it and finish it. Then testing. Okay, test and inspect the casting and remove the defects. Okay, because we do not require any defects in our product. Okay, so we have to take some remedies, so from that one we can remove the defect. And for that one we can use heat treatment process. So heat treatment, that is the process that is used to relieve the stresses which is generated during the casting process. And various heat treatment you have studied, I think annealing, normalizing, okay, hardening, carburizing. Okay, so there are so many various kinds of heat treatment process available. So what is suitable to your product, what is the property of the product, depends upon that their various heat treatment process is applied. And after that again we have to retest it, and if it is okay then it will be delivered. Okay, so these are the steps which involved in metal casting process. Then we have seen certain advantages of casting process. Okay, so we are not going in detail, but that what we have already discussed in our last lecture. It has certain advantages that it is most versatile manufacturing process. Difficult shapes and size and quantity of the product can be produced. Then it has a directional properties, uniform directional properties. It is whatever be the complex and uneconomical shape that can be also produced by the casting process. Then it is a single piece object. Okay, so no need to join it, so that the chance of defect is less. Okay, very heavy and very bulky parts can be produced. We can also produce machinable parts, and it can be easily mechanized so that we can use it for a mass production. So these are the certain advantages of metal casting process, and these are the application where we can use metal casting process, like in transportation vehicles. We can use it in machine tool structure, turbine vents and power generator, mill housing, pump filter. Okay, railway crossings, jet engine blades. We can use it in agricultural part as well as some construction part and atomic energy application. And then we have started our discussion on pattern. Okay, so as uh, we have already discussed that pattern, that is defined as a model or a replica of the object to be cast. What is the shape and size of the object? The same replica, okay, approximately same replica or model is made from other material. Okay, and that is termed as a pattern. Okay, so a pattern exactly resembles the casting to be made except for the various allowances. Okay, so it is not a perfect shape and size. Okay, why it will be not in perfect shape and size of the original object? Because it has to resemble some allowances. Okay, so as I told that it will be a replica and it is approximate, it has an approximate shape of that object. Okay, it is not exact. Why? Because it has certain allowances to be fulfilled. Okay, so what are that allowances and how that allowances are useful for making the casting, that what we are going to discuss. But here you should remember that it is same, but there will be some changes from the original object. Okay, and why that shape change from the original object? Because it has to resemble some amount of allowances. Okay, and if you want to only cast a single object, then also you require a pattern. Okay, so pattern is the first and foremost component required for uh, casting. If you do not have casting, you cannot do, if you do not have pattern, you cannot do casting. Okay, so even if you want to make 1,000 piece, you can have a pattern, and if you want to make a single piece, you must have a pattern. Okay, so the pattern is the first step for a casting, and if you have a wrong pattern, then also you will get a wrong product. Okay, so that's why the pattern is the very important part or very important step for a casting process. It is a model or form around which sand is packed to give rise to a cavity called as mold. Okay, so we have to make the mold. Yes, how we can make the mold? We have to pack the pattern, pack the sand all around this pattern. Okay, we have to pack the sand all around the pattern. Okay, so how that sand is packed all around the pattern, that also we are going to discuss. But what is the importance of pattern, that what we are discussing over here. Okay, so the sand is packed all around the pattern, and that combination is called as a mold. Okay, and in that mold we create a hollow cavity. Okay, so that is mold cavity, in which molten metal is poured and the casting is produced. So after removing the pattern, we have a mold cavity, and in which we pour the molten metal, and then after solidification we can have a casting. So the way in which a pattern differ from casting are as follow. As I told earlier, that pattern is not same as casting. It is approximate same, but it is not same. So in which manner it will be different, that we will see. So a pattern is slightly larger than the casting, because a pattern carries allowances to compensate for metal shrinkage. So metal has a property that when it will be in liquid form, it has a larger volume as compared to solid state. Okay, so in liquid state it has a larger volume, and when we fill that molten metal inside the hollow cavity, the uh, volume which is carried by the liquid which is larger, but as it will be solidified, that liquid metal that will be converted into solid metal, and when that liquid is converted into solid, it will shrink. It will shrink means its size will reduce. Okay, and if the size will reduce, the actual shape is some amount of smaller than the original shape. So to get the original shape, what we have to do, we have to make the pattern larger than the original size, so that after solidification we can get the original shape. Okay, so or the required shape. That is why pattern which is slightly larger, okay, slightly larger than the casting, because after solidification the liquid will shrink. Okay, when it will be converted from liquid to solid, okay, it will shrink, so that if it is keep larger, then after solidification we can get the required size. Okay, so the first difference is that the pattern is slightly larger than the casting. Then pattern carries allowances for machining, so as to clean and finish the required surfaces. So as we know that there is a one step, we have seen that in that one step we have seen that finishing. Okay, after removing the product, we have to finish it. Why this finishing is required? Because uh, there are certain shape or outer shape which we do not require, or we have to cut that runner riser and mold, uh, runner riser and gate from the product. Okay, as well as the surface what we get which is not having a appropriate luster. So to get all these things, we have to do certain machining operations like grinding or polishing. So when we do the grinding and polishing, some amount of metal from the surface that will be removed. Okay, so now if you make the product from the casting with exact shape and size, okay, with the exact required shape and size, and then if you do the machining operation, then what happen? During the machining operation, some amount of metal will be removed, so that its size will be reduced. So to get the exact dimension of the shape what we require, we have to make the object which is slightly larger than the original shape, so that after machining process or after cleaning process we get the object with a required surface and required shape and size. Okay, so that is the second difference. Then pattern also has the necessary draft for easy removal from the sand mass. Okay, so what is draft? That we will discuss. Okay, but draft is a taper shape so that the pattern can be easily removed from the sand. And if we do not give a draft to the pattern, and when we try to remove it from the sand, okay, it may chance that your cavity that will be deformed. Okay, so that's why some amount of draft is given to the pattern. So it is again a change in dimension from the original casting. So this is the third. And fourth, it carries additional projections called as core prints to produce seat for the cores. Okay, and now if we use some core, so to put that core, we have to carry certain additional projection. Okay, so that's why it is added and it is different from the original casting. Then a pattern may not have holes and slots which a casting will have. Okay, why? Because we are going to uh, use cores. Okay, so after the casting process we remove the core, so that in the casting we have holes and slots, but in pattern we cannot use it. Okay, and such holes and slots make a pattern complicated. As I talked earlier, it will make the pattern complicated, hence can be drilled in the casting after it has been made. Okay, so it is to be advisable that we should avoid some holes and slots while making a pattern, because if you make it, then it will be very complicated to make the mold. And after suppose we have make the mold, but still it is very difficult to take out the pattern from the hollow cavity. Okay, so that's why it is always advisable to avoid that making that holes and slots inside the pattern. Okay, but in casting we can make it how? After solidification we can do the drilling process, so that in that one we can make the holes. Okay, so it is also one difference. And the material from which casting and pattern is made is also different. Why? Because as I told earlier, that pattern is generally made up of wood, plastic, wax, plaster, and some different kinds of metal. Okay, but casting is made up from the metal from which we want to make the, or we require a object. Okay, so suppose we want to make the product from aluminum, so in that one we will pour the molten metal in of aluminum, but in that case the pattern is made up of wood, wax, or plastic, or anything. Okay, so that's why the material for casting and pattern is always different. So this is the some ways in which the pattern is different from the casting. Okay, so it is a replica or model of the casted product, but still it has certain difference. Okay, so these are the difference. Okay, so first difference is that it is larger than the original size because it has certain metal shrinkage. Then it is again larger in size because we have to do certain machining operation to clean it. Then it has certain draft because of easy removal from the sand, and it has a core prints to fix the core. And we should avoid that holes and slots, while we can make the holes and slots into the casting by drilling operation. And finally, the material from which the casting and pattern made is different. So these are the difference between pattern and casting. So what is the function of a pattern? why this pattern is required, what is the importance of pattern. So that what we are going to discuss over here, and then we will see in detail that what are the different material and how that pattern is made. Okay, so to prepare a mold cavity of appropriate shape and size for the purpose of making a casting. Okay, so to make a casting we have to make the mold. Okay, we have to create a hollow cavity of appropriate shape and size. So how that appropriate shape and size mold cavity is prepared? By using a pattern. To produce seats for cores in the mold in which core can be placed. Okay, so we have to fix the core, and for that one we have to make the seats. Okay, and in that seats we will fix the core. So it also functionized by the pattern for producing cavity inside the casting, and such seeds in the molds are called as a core print. Okay, so this word is important, core print. What is core print? Core print, it is the seeds which is produced in the mold to fix the core. Okay, then to establish the pattern parting line and parting surface in the mold. Okay, there are certain parting lines. Okay, parting line that we will discuss, but uh, generally we use two uh, two half of the molds. Okay, and when the two halves of the mold is joined we have a parting line. Okay, so to establish parting line this pattern is important, and to minimize the casting defect, so that we have to make the pattern such a way that the casting defects can be minimized. To help for positioning a core before the molding sand is rammed. Okay, so ramming process, it is a process through which we fix the sand all around the pattern. Okay, and before that we have to fix the core. Okay, so how the core is fixed? If we have a core seats. Okay, so to proper position of that core seats and core during the ramming operation of the sand, we have a proper pattern is required, and it should minimize the overall casting cost. Okay, so if we have a very good pattern, very good design pattern, then it will be fixed very easily into the sand, and as well as it will be easily removed from the sand. Okay, so that's why uh, if we have a good pattern then it will minimize the overall cost of the casting. So this is the function of a pattern, and now we will see certain materials through which we can make the pattern, as we discussed earlier that the material from which the material from which the casting sorry the pattern is made, which is different from the casting. Okay, so which are the various materials which we can use in a pattern? So so uh, pattern materials. So the following factors should be considered while selecting proper material of a pattern. So what are the factors? First, the number of casting to be made. How many numbers of casting we are going to produce by using this casting process. Okay, based on that we have to select the material, because if you are making large number of product, okay, so in that case you have to select a material which has a long life. Okay, and if you want to make only one or two or 10 products, and in that case you do not require very long life of a pattern, so in that case you can use different material. So how many numbers of castings to be made, based on that we have to select the material. metal patterns are preferred for large quantity in the production. Okay, so when there are large quantity of the same product is to be produced, so in that case we require a long life of a pattern. So in that case we can use metal patterns. Then second, degree of accuracy in dimensions, degree of accuracy in the dimensions and the quality of surface finish required on the casting. So after performing a casting process, when we take out the mold from the cavity, and in that case what outer surface finish we required and what exact dimension accuracy which we can achieve. Based on that, we can choose the pattern material. Some material do not give us a very smooth surface, and some material which do not give us a exact dimension tolerance. So depends upon what kind of degree of accuracy we require and what surface finish we require. Based on that we can select the pattern material. If we require very good surface finish, then we can go for a material which give us a very good surface finish. Otherwise we can go for some else material which is cost effective. Okay, so that is the another parameter. Then method of molding to be used, hand or machine. Okay, so either we are going for a hand molding or machine molding, as we already discussed in the advantages of casting, that it is mechanized and it will be useful for mass production. So in that case we require a pattern which is different, and if we want to make by the hand, okay, in that case it is not a mass production, but still it is used for produce a product. So in that case the metal which is required is different. Okay, same way, what type of casting method to be used? As I told you earlier that there are different 12 to 13 various kinds of casting processes are available, and out of them which is adopted to produce a product. Okay, so based on the type of that method we can choose a pattern. So some of the example is given that either we are going for a sand casting or investment casting or other casting. Okay, so based upon that we have to select the casting pattern material, because in sand casting generally we prefer wood pattern, but in investment casting we cannot go for a wood pattern, because in that case we have to compulsory use wax. Okay, so how that we'll see, but in investment casting we have to use wax, while here in sand casting we generally use a wooden pattern. Okay, so if we have decided that we are going to make the product by investment casting, and then if you make the pattern from wooden, then it is totally wrong. Okay, so that's why first of all we have to decide that from which casting method we are going to make the product, and based upon that we have to select the pattern material. Then what is the shape, size and complexity of the casting? Based on that we have to select the material, because sometimes some difficult shapes which is or some complex shapes which is very difficult for manufacturing from some materials like metals. Okay, but we can easily make it by plastic or wax or plaster or wood. Okay, sometimes the size is very big. Okay, and if the size is very big, then it will, and if we make the pattern from metal, then it will become a very bulky. So depends upon the shape, depends upon the size, and depends upon the complexity of the final product. Based on that we have to select the pattern material. Then casting design parameter, because when we prepare casting, there are certain designing parameter what we have to consider. Okay, and based on the design parameter we have to select the material. And then types of molding material to be used, what type of molding material we are using. Based on that we have to make the or we have to make the selection of pattern material. So these are the some of the criteria which we have to consider in mind while we are selecting a pattern material, because if we choose wrong pattern material, okay, then there will be chance of increasing of your cost, increasing your manufacturing time, as well as sometime there will be a large defects. Okay, and in some cases you are not able to even make the product. Okay, so the selection of pattern is very important. And as we have seen the steps of the casting process, in that one the first step is that pattern making. Okay, so if your first step is wrong, okay, all the upcoming next steps that are going to be wrong. Okay, so that's why the pattern, that is very crucial part for making the casting. Okay, and that's why when we are making the pattern, it is advisable to select a suitable material based upon all these criteria. So what are the common material that we can use as a pattern? Okay, so first, wood, metal, plastic, plaster, wax. Okay, these are the very common material which can be used as a pattern. So one by one we are going to discuss all the patterns, why they are important, and what are some advantages and limitation of all these uh, pattern material. So first is wood. It is the most common material for making pattern for sand casting because of the following advantage. Okay, it is the most common. You will find it a very common material for making these kinds of a pattern, because it has certain advantages. So what is that? It is cheap and easily available in large quantity. Okay, wood is cheap and easily available in large quantity, while instead of that if we take the metal, okay, so it is costlier. Okay, then it can be easily shaped and machined to different configuration and form. Okay, so very complex shapes, very bulky shapes, okay, very difficult shapes which can be easily shaped and machined. Okay, we can easily do the machining operation or various shaping operation on the wood to make that complex parts. Then good surface finish can be easily obtained, okay, on wooden part. If we do uh, grinding and polishing operation, we can have a very good surface, and which is easily obtained. Okay, we do not require any uh, specialized machine to get that good surface finish. Okay, we can easily make it, so it will be a cost effective. Then due to lightness in weight, its manipulation is easy and it can be repaired easily. Okay, so generally wood, dry wood, that will be very light in weight. Okay, so that if you want to any if you want any alteration in the shape, you can easily do it. And if there is some damage, you can easily repair it. Okay, you can join it. Okay, you can fill the gap. Even you can temporary joint in and permanent joint in. Okay, so both any damage into the wooden pattern which we can easily repair. Okay, and because of these advantages, this wooden material that will be very common material as a pattern. Okay, you will find most of the industries they are using wood as a pattern because this it has certain advantages. But and that wood also has certain limitations, that wooden pattern are weak as compared to metal pattern. Okay, so it is obvious that the property of the wood and the property of the metal are different. Okay, so metals are generally hard and durable, while as compared to metal it will be weak. Okay, then they cannot withstand rough handling. Okay, it's they cannot withstand a rough handling because it is sophisticated. Okay, if you roughly use it, it may damage, it may get easily damaged, it may also break down. Okay, so that rough handling which cannot be withstand by the wood, then they possess poor wear resistance and hence they are abrade easily by sand action. Okay, so they have a wear resistance, poor wear resistance, so that wear means uh, when two surfaces when two surfaces are meeting with each other. Okay, and if they have a sliding action, so that whatever be the uh, material which is soft, it will be wear out. Okay, its size will change, so that is the wear. So we know that when the wooden particles that will be handled or abrased with the sand. Okay, so the wooden part will be easily wear out. So that suppose you make the pattern from the wood and you make one object, two object, three object. Okay, up to 10 object, its dimension will be the steady. But after that, if you make 50 product or even 100 product from the same pattern, then if you see that there will be a difference in the shape and size. Why? Because after long run, it will be wear out, its shape and size will be changed because of the wear. Okay, so when we have a small quantity to be made, in that case we can use the wood pattern. But if you want to make 500 object or 1000 object or 10,000 objects, so in that case we cannot use wooden pattern because it will be wear out. They absorb moisture and hence get wrapped and change the shape and size. So as we know that wood has a property that it will absorb the moisture and its shape and size will change. Okay, we even feel that in the door in monsoon that our door is jammed. Okay, so why? Because it will absorb the moisture. Okay, the wood will absorb the moisture and it will its shape and size will change. Okay, but still wood is preferable because it is cheap, and when you want to make a very small quantity of the product, we can go for it. Okay, so what is the application? Wooden pattern are mostly used where number of casting to be made in small and small and having a where we have a large size because it is light in weight. Okay, and what are the common type of wood material like white pine? Okay, mahogany, maple, okay, cherry, teak wood, okay, sesame wood. Okay, so these are the some of the common woods which is used as a pattern. So